The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Golden Boot. It's your boy Pooh Bear. I got my man Aunt Petty Murphy in the building. What's good, my boy? How you doing on this?
Trying to keep me out the show already, huh?
Nah, man, I'm done with that. Welcome back. It's been a minute. We ain't had one in a minute. Man, don't be starting then, man. Don't be starting then.
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. I got my Vitae tea tonight. You know, I'm feeling
short
good.
show, ladies and gentlemen. Show be over with about 5 minutes.
Just go ahead and get that disclaimer button ready.
Oh man. But man, hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Man, so I had to wear the shirt representing.
Congratulations to
yeah, man. We got 6A state champion. I was kind of messing with him because he did the 100, just what I'm saying, not the hurdles, just the 100. And when he did the 100, he ran his personal best, 10.8. Great time. 6th place. I was like,
no boys moving.
Hey, I was like, hey, but that was just the prelims. That was just the prelims, though.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, you gonna have to step your game up. He was like, I know, but it was great for him. And I didn't realize. I talked to one of our football coaches, lives, behind us, and I was talking to him about it. He was like, hey, you know that 10.8, that's scholarship money in football. I was like, okay, sound like we finna be running some more.
Keep talking.
Yeah, keep talking. But yeah, man, it was great to see. Like I remember his freshman year running hurdles, and he was a hopper. You know what I'm saying? Get chopped on feet,
hop feet.
and he learned that technique, and it's not the same. So yeah, but before we get started, man, let me go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsors over at Bet Online. Hello. Yeah, I was just trying to check and see how you're doing. BetOnline.ag is your number one source for all your sports information, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds, lines, and player injury reports for this year's NBA and NHL playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters. This season, we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. We have everything from NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL to golf, tennis, UFC, and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games that you can play right from your home. Head on over to betonline.ag today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use the promo code BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. Hey, this is a real show. We live. This whole man say, "Hi, Mike." Yeah, man. Mama started calling. Mom started calling, so I had to go ahead and make sure that was taken care of. But man, I do want to say shout out to, you know what I'm saying, to my peoples, man, to everybody in the comments. What's up, Julian? Hey, Dave, what's good, Dave? I hope you're doing well.
I ain't seen you in a minute,
I ain't seen you, man. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. Chuck checking in. But yeah, he did congratulate. Hey, appreciate it. It was just it's good, like I said, to see the progression and stuff. And Dylan, man, for Dylan to see it, Dylan was like, I'm gonna win state. I'm gonna win state next year. Because Dylan, you know, I guess you say little league track. I guess that's what you call it.
Junior track.
Yeah, whatever. Little kids be running out there, man. All them little kids, but yeah. So I don't want to go there first. We're gonna get there though, Chuck. We're gonna get there. I'll go ahead and start that. We're gonna get that, Chuck. He said that's an interesting cold open. I don't know.
Players mess up too, man.
Yeah.
We live, bro. We live.
What up, Nick? Over there sweating. He's sweating hard. Cause
that dude, they're funny, man.
He's sweating hard.
You know there's somebody not here tonight, though, huh?
Yeah, I know. And he, you know what's funny? He tweeted, not tweeted. I think he got on Twitter, but he put on Facebook. He said, he said some cheating going on. I ain't saying nothing, but I have said 3 words to Chris the entire time: Lakers in 6. And he just he responded back after game 2. He said Golden State in 5. I responded back last night. Lakers in 6. He said it's some cheating going on over here. And then he said, man, is it football season yet? Boy, that boy done gave up already.
Yeah, I seen the football season. I seen it.
I like that boy.
You know it's bad. You know it's bad when you change the sports.
Also, man, I'm trying to pull up, man. I do want to talk college football real quick, man. It was very interesting. ESPN did their like it's not really your top 25, but it was like the post spring what was post spring power rankings, top 25 power rank. And I thought it was pretty interesting. I'm trying to pull it up so I can get the exact like listing, but it was just one on there that kind of was throwing me off.
Yeah.
Where is it? And of course they don't post it on. It's not on your website. Oh, here it is. Post spring power rankings. Okay. So number 1, they had Georgia. Returning champs. I ain't got a problem with it. I ain't got a problem. Yeah. Number 2 was Michigan. Okay. All right. You know. Number 3, Florida State. Interesting. Number 4 was USC. Number 5 was Ohio State. Number 6 was Alabama. Number 7, LSU. Number 8, Penn State. Number 9, Clemson. And number 10, Texas. That's just the top 10. I'm not going to go through the whole thing.
Yeah.
But that top 10. Some of those names up there, like you know what? I can get with Florida State. They returned a lot. They post spring that portal has started. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. The portal has started taking away a little bit post spring, but you know what I'm saying. I give them that. USC explosive offense. I can understand.
They got some pieces on defense in the portal too, and in their recruiting class, so I can understand.
Yeah, Michigan at 2. I'm good with it. You know, oh well, you know, Ohio State. Oh, you know, Par for the course.
I'm guessing it's the number 6 for you.
How did you watch their spring game with them quarterbacks and say, I think we put them 6? Because I'm looking, even in their write-up, post-spring outlook, neither Jalen Milroe nor Ty Simpson looked ready to fill former quarterback Bryce Young's shoes. So the Crimson Tide are bringing in Tyler Buckner from the portal from Notre Dame.
Well, let me ask you this. Take the quarterback out of it.
Okay.
What would you say is their weakness or their area of concern?
I don't know who they have at running back, but I never really know who. Saying the running back is going to be.
Yeah, they can have a running game. Yeah.
Wide receiver. Okay, offensive line, wide receiver, especially.
They got some young receivers. Offensive line, I'll get with you on that. But I mean, I just think it's one of those things that they don't really have a lot of questions outside of that one position. Should they be 6? I don't know, but I could understand why they put them at 6. But I don't necessarily. I'm not gonna say they should be at 6.
LSU returns virtually everybody.
That's true, but LSU got some questions, bro, on defense.
On defense, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Defensively, they got some questions, and I'm not saying that I don't have, I don't trust that the people we brought in the portal are going to pan out. I'm just saying there's some questions there, whereas some of those other schools don't have those same questions. My one is Penn State. I don't know how you got them. I mean, I know they're bringing a lot back, but man,
I ain't looking in the review right now. I ain't looking at what's behind me. I get what you're saying about Penn State. I get that. Penn State, yeah. Texas at 10. Texas gonna. I think
Texas got everything, bro. They got all the pieces. So that's the thing. You're looking at power rankings. You're really just looking at what you got on your roster. Bro, that's really all you're really looking at.
I'm trying to figure out. So, and I get what you're saying, but the first thing you said about when we was talking about Alabama, you said outside of quarterback.
Yeah, I know that's the biggest position on the field. I understand that. That's why I said I can understand why you said they're too high. But if I'm looking at it like who has the least questions, not the biggest questions, but the least questions, I think Alabama was over some of those other teams that we named or that you named.
I was told if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it.
I don't know. I'm with you though. They got some major.
But damn it, we got a podcast. Let me say, Alabama is overrated as hell.
I mean,
period. They are literally getting bumped for being perennial, and they will. Alabama will wake up with 10 wins.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like if you ESPN, you looking at like, okay, if they get 10 wins, they're gonna be in the top 6 at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? So
I get what you're saying. Alabama I'm gonna say it now, and this is biased. I'm not even looking at their schedule. Alabama gonna have 3 losses this year.
You think they lose to Texas?
I think Texas. Well, it's Texas is at Bama.
Yeah. But
I will say this: I think Texas A&M beats them because it's back in College Station. I think LSU gonna walk in there and beat them. Tennessee gonna beat them, and just in case Texas A&M don't get them, somebody like Ole Miss will sneak up and beat them. Auburn might sneak up and beat them because the game back in Auburn this year.
I think Auburn can beat them. Because Hugh Freeze always gives Saban problems, and it'll be at the end of the year. By that time, the transfer quarterback will be, familiar with the system and all that. A&M, though, which one of them quarterbacks you trust to be Saban? I know they did it with what's his name, with Zach Calzada or whatever.
Yeah, Zach. I don't even care about it. I mean, yeah. What's the dude?
Wegman.
Yeah, that's his name, Wegman.
I mean, I guess I
think Wegman is good. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a lot of fans they're gonna look at me crazy when I say Max Johnson almost did it
That's true.
in Jake Pete's system.
That is true.
In Bama. So to get Bama on the road, Bama has been terrible on the road the last few years.
I mean, I can see it. You think Tennessee beat them though?
Yeah.
They lost a lot.
I think Tennessee,
A lot.
they gonna give Saban some problems. Hyper gonna give Saban some problems. Because Milton is gonna be there.
It's in Alabama though.
I know, still. I hear give him some problems.
Milton come back, but who he throwing to? Because Hyde and Tillman gone.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think they gonna reload, man. Tennessee gonna be all right.
I don't know, bro.
Because Tennessee is number 11 on this list too. So it ain't like they far now.
Yeah, but
okay. So they say receivers Xavier Worthy, Jordan Whittington, Adonai Mitchell, and then they tight end.
That's Texas.
Oh shit, I'm tripping. I am.
Yeah, AD Mitchell, and Xavier Worthy. That's Texas.
Oh, so yeah. Well, I'm definitely counting Texas in that to beat them then. Who did they? Brew McCoy is coming back, and Dante Thornton.
Texas got a good shot to beat them though. But it's in Bama though. That's the only problem. It's the only problem. I'm really upset. How do you watch the spring game and then be like, all right, let's throw Bama at 6? Honestly, if you had to put Bama at 9 or 10, I would have been cool. I still just I could see that. I still think that should be in the top 10 because of the amount of talent that they have on the team.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I am. It just so happened. He said, Paul also said, Pooh confusing the UTs. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just looked for the first orange I saw, and that was the first one. Burnt versus the other one. But anyway, another big news, man, came out football, man. College football playoff committee. They got a schedule for the put out the first schedule for the 12 team playoff.
I mean, I don't really care.
Yeah, I'm just so the first round on campus sites. The first game will be on Friday, December 20th. It's just one game. Then on a Saturday, they have 3 games, a triple header. The quarterfinals is going to be on New Year's Eve. One game, the Fiesta Bowl. Then that next day on New Year's Day, it's a triple header again. It's the Peach Bowl, the Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl. Then the semifinals is going to be the Orange Bowl on the Thursday, Cotton Bowl on Friday. Then the championship will be in Atlanta on the 20th. So, yeah.
Yep.
And it's kind of the same process the next year, different dates, of course. But it's just actually no, for the quarterfinals, it's the same date, but the quarterfinals
the quarterfinals are always going to be on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day.
Yeah. So I just think
they're going up against the NFL on one of them weekends, and I don't think that's smart.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to say the least. I think they jumped to 12 too fast. I think they should have did 8. That's a whole nother argument.
Yeah, it's a totally different argument.
Yeah, a whole nother argument. But it's gonna be interesting, man. Especially the on-site games and stuff at the school. I would love to see a playoff game in Baton Rouge, but that's not necessarily a good thing because that means you're in that bottom.
You know, if you're getting in, that's all that really matters.
That's true too. That's true too. I wonder if the school's going to be able to get that money, or if they're going to have to pay that money to the.
You know, they're going to get that cut.
Yeah, they'll get a cut, but yeah. Big news though, man. We got some more, you know what I'm saying, huge news. It came out on Friday. Anissa Morrow, big time forward transfer from DePaul commits to Kim Mulkey and the LSU Tigers, man. Congratulations to her. Way to go. Shout out to Coach Redis, man. Shout out to Kim Mulkey. Shout out to everybody in the recruiting, man, because they did a wonderful job, man. A wonderful job. Did you see the hotel room, man? The layout, how they did it?
Yeah, it was dope.
Man, it was dope. It's like it was customized. It's like if you see something like that, how do you not commit at this point? So I don't know. But Jason
I mean, yeah, what Jason said.
Said we're a super team now, and that's kind of a question. Hey, that's what the Soviets say they stack for next year.
Yeah.
Let me ask, because we talked about this before. Chances to repeat.
Stop
at
it.
This point.
Stop it. Stop it.
I ain't gonna put that up.
Stop it.
They always trying to mess with you about your pals, man.
Stop it, bro. It's so disrespectful. like you won't find a bigger women's basketball fan than me, and that's disrespectful, bro. Stop it. But what was the question, bro? My bad.
I said the chances to repeat now. I know we talked about it before, and it was
they got to be good. They got to be good. You probably right there with UConn, maybe a little slightly more favored than UConn, but I think that's the top two. If you right there behind them two, you're gonna have South Carolina, Iowa, Stanford, or maybe not Stanford this year, but USC, some of these other teams that are kind of loaded as well. But I mean, when you get 3 of the top 10 best players in women's basketball on the same team, you got to be heavily favored. At this point, the biggest question is, can you get all of them to play together as a team? And can they kind of put their ego aside and kind of put their, I got to be the star, I got to be the number one, put that to the side and kind of for the betterment of the team. But yeah, talent-wise, you're the most talented team in the country, no doubt. It's all about getting it all on the same page at this point.
Yes, sir. And Jason Brunville brought up super team. Because this kind of it's one I didn't put in notes, but it was a lot of people, and I'm not gonna say Iowa fans because I don't think they're Iowa fans. It was more like just some Angel Reese haters and stuff. You already know I'm going. They put this team together just to keep Kate, stop Caitlin Clark. And then
they beat Caitlin Clark without all that.
Without her by 20.
And then I saw the one I'm talking about. They did this with South Carolina, not Iowa.
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you, who's South Carolina loading up for then? You know what I mean? Like, if that's the case, everybody loading up. Ain't nobody worried about no particular team. Everybody loading up just so they can stock themselves the best that they can to go run for it. Nobody's like, oh, they got this person, let me go get this person. Nobody's doing it. They're trying to find the best players for their team so they can put themselves in the best position to win a championship. Nobody's worried about any other program right now. And if you are, you're probably not going to be successful because that's the best way to get yourself in a bind is worried about what another program is doing.
Are we in the age of super teams as far as college, women's college basketball, or is this just
been having super teams, bro? Like, that's another thing. Like, some of them UConn teams, like, come on, bro. You mean to tell me they weren't super teams? Like, some of the Stanford teams, they weren't super. When UConn won 100 and some games in a row, that wasn't a super team.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I mean, come on, bro. Like, some of them Tennessee teams, even the Louisiana Tech team Kim Mulkey played on, some of them, like, we've been having super teams. The only difference is now it's transfer portal, and you ain't just stacking recruiting class after recruiting class like Gino and them used to do. That's the only difference, bro.
Yeah.
South Carolina just had, 10 5-stars or something like that last year? That ain't a super team?
It's cool when they do it. It's
they had 5 players drafted in one draft. That's not a super team. I mean, we've been having super teams, man, and I know that some people are trying to hate on LSU and call them super team. That's been happening. And LSU fans, let's not act like we're doing something that has never been done before. This has been happening. The only difference is Kim is utilizing the transfer portal, which has never been done before. But having loaded teams has been happening, man.
We'll touch on that a little bit later too. Man, boy, I tell you, I'll be trying to type and be typing all kind of crazy stuff. Bronny,
Yeah.
Worst kept secret in all of college football.
Football.
I mean, college basketball. I looked up and seen Brian Champagne.
Yeah.
But all the college basketball, it's the worst kept secret. Bronny James has committed to USC.
Why though? Tell me why. Okay, hold on.
I know why.
If you want to say Isaiah Collier and Boogie Ellis,
no,
understandable. No, understandable.
Yeah.
Other than that, why? UCLA is the better program in the city.
Yep.
UCLA is closer to title contention.
Yep.
UCLA has a track record of putting players in the league.
It's probably also better for your development.
So why? My question again.
I know why. I don't know why they weren't in his top 3 or whatever. I do know why he's staying. Why he going to USC.
I mean, I understand staying in LA. I understand that part. Just go to the better school in LA. But then again, I know Isaiah Collier, who, if you watch the McDonald's All-American game, he kept talking about he's recruiting Bronny and trying to get them to play together. And Bronny said they like playing together. All that understandable. And they got Boogie Ellis coming back next year at USC, so they're gonna be loaded in the backcourt. I understand that, but UCLA got talent too, and they're closer to a championship program. So I just don't. I mean, I know USC is kind of the more like luxury celebrity of the school, you know what I mean? But like, and I know that Juju Watkins went there, and something like, I get all of that, but man, I just but then again, is it about winning a championship, or is it just about, because it's a thing, devil's advocate. If you go to UCLA, and let's say UCLA gets bounced the first weekend of the tournament,
okay,
are there people saying that you couldn't carry the team, that blah 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 blah, you know what I mean, like stuff like that? There's really no expectations at USC like there would be at UCLA. So you know what I mean? Like, is that part of it to where you kind of just get to go ball at USC and you really don't have pressure? Like, I wonder if that's part of it. But I just feel like if you trying to win, UCLA would have been the better place.
He pulling the real life Quincy McCall right now. He going to the school. His dad, no, just playing. His dad ain't go there, but he basically.
Hey, Ohio State fans, crying though.
I know they always crying, but he basically is. It's like he's staying in LA to be close to daddy. So I still don't get it, because he's going to get drafted
no matter what.
I'm trying to figure out how the Lakers are going to find a way to get him on there on the
That's
team.
not happening. LeBron dipping and going with whoever drafts him, bro.
It's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be.
Look at the LeBron contract lineup. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Well, we hadn't
LeBron in a Magic uniform, though. I'm just saying.
Boy, that's funny.
Because somebody finna draft him just so they can get LeBron on the squad. You get the ticket sales, you get the jersey sales, you get all the, you know what I mean? Like, it's genius.
Where your stress level at? Where your stress level?
I'm good. Go ahead.
What if the Pels find a way to?
I'd be cool.
What all would y'all give up to?
Give up for what, LeBron?
Yeah.
Nothing. He'd come as a free agent just so he could play with his son.
But you have to make way for some of that contract.
No, if you want to play with your son, then you gonna come take whatever we finna give you. If not, you're not finna play with your son.
I see Brandon Ingram really want to fight him. Brandon Ingram, man, I gotta leave again.
I
No, I'm
will
just
say
playing.
this though. I will say this. I don't think he'll be a Pelican because he's definitely gonna be a clutch client, and the Pelicans don't deal with clutch clients.
Wow.
I'm just saying, and we got burned twice by a clutch client, so we done with it. To have LeBron retire a Pelican, that would be hilarious, but it's not gonna happen. Yeah. Actually, I want to see him retire like a Boston Celtic or something. You know, someone who's like an enemy.
I would hate
that'll
that.
be beautiful. That'll be beautiful.
I would hate that. So,
or a bull, a Chicago Bull. Yeah, that'd be
now
beautiful.
that would be funny.
That would be funny.
Okay.
Had to go be number 24 in Chicago.
The James. No, he'll be 6.
I know, but you know the one.
The James crew goes to Chicago and resurrects that program and all. I mean that team, and all of a sudden they finally win one again after so long. Michael roll over. He ain't even dead. Michael roll over in his laser boy.
Man, Michael, come back and lace up, bro. You got Michael bent, bro. Michael, come back. You got him bent.
Mike ain't lacing nothing.
He'll suit up for the Hornets
in them jeans.
He'll suit up for the Hornets in them baggy jeans. Come out there.
Lace up nothing in them jeans, boy. Oh man. Hey, so we ain't talked about this, man.
Question though.
Okay, what you got? So, Ant, do you think?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. He said, Ant, do you think it's going to be a Ken Griffey Sr. and Jr. situation with the James?
Yeah, that's exactly what I think is gonna happen. They're gonna play together for a couple years, and then LeBron gonna retire just to say he got a chance to do it. He was the first one to do it. And then they're gonna have a game where they both score 15 points or 20 points, and they're gonna be, what I mean? Like it's gonna, and you're gonna see it just like you saw the back-to-back homers from the Griffeys. You see that replay all the time on Father's Day when they play on, what I mean? Like when they got a Finals Day game on Father's Day or something. Now that would be crazy.
Now,
if LeBron win a 6th title on Father's Day with Bronny on his team, now that would be wild.
Now you know how Ken Griffey came over and stole the fly ball from how Junior stole it from Sing. Can you imagine?
Nah, chase down blocks. LeBron.
Oh man, Steph would not know what to do. He would not know what to do.
Steph gonna be looking at Riley like, all right, you gotta be the first woman in the NBA.
He gonna throw that mouthpiece. You know how you gonna throw that tantrum.
That's gonna be crazy though, bro. Like LeBron playing with his son and LeBron playing with his stepdad. Like that's got to be crazy for LeBron to be the first one to do that. Like 2 firsts. You know what I mean?
I'm gone. I'm not doing that with you, man. I'm not doing that.
That is crazy, bro.
No, it ain't. When oh nah. I was gonna say Scottie Pippen was playing with
Malik Beasley. That was the second though. LeBron was the first. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man. I
that's wild. Now that one wild though. That one wild, bro.
Boy. We ain't talked about this.
That one happened. We know for sure that one happened.
Embiid wins MVP.
What you think, man?
It's not like it now. I will say
who should have got it. I'm just asking that. Who should have got it? You think he should have got it? Or something?
I think he was deserving. This wasn't a Steve Nash over Kobe or over Shaq type situation. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't one of those.
So who would have gotten robbed in this situation?
A lot of people say Jokic got robbed, man.
Stop it.
So a lot of people
got robbed if anybody got robbed.
Some people said that this was a media plot to prevent the three-peat by Jokic.
So Jokic slacking up them last 3 weeks of the season ain't had nothing to do with it.
I'm just saying.
I mean, if you watch basketball, you could see that Jokic was basically taking plays off the last couple of weeks of the season. Whether that was because of the MVP race and some of the things they were saying about him stat padding and things of that nature, or if he was just resting up for the playoffs. Either way, I don't know. But you could tell that he wasn't playing 100% out there. them last few weeks of the season. They was the number one seed. They were kind of locked into a good playoff spot and things of that nature. So you could say that was the case. But either way, he didn't deserve the MVP. Now, if you want to say Giannis, you got an argument, and I wouldn't be upset with that. But I mean, when you look at what Embiid did, led the league in scoring, didn't have the help that Giannis had, and still top 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. And I think that he really carried his team through most of the season, and I think that he was deserving of the MVP. Now, could you say that? Could you say that Jokic kind of is responding to getting snubbed? Like, he looks like he's been playing like he felt like he was deserving of it, whereas Embiid in the playoffs has been not looking like an MVP. But it's a regular season award. So, for the regular season, I think Embiid deserved it. But Jokic is definitely playing like he's trying to make people feel like they voted for the wrong guy.
I do want to address this. I love LeBron as a player, great guy. People, please stop talking about, for the first time in his career, he didn't get any votes. He didn't qualify. He didn't play enough games. There is a game limit for qualifying. People don't. People
Let
stop.
me ask you this. If he did qualify, should he have gotten votes?
I can see one or two. I can see one or two because
Chris Haynes gonna be one of them.
I can see one or two just simply for the fact of like, they would give it to him like a career thing because look what he did. I can see that, but honestly, no, not this year. Not this year. There have been some years later in his career. I think Giannis' second one, the year Giannis got his second one, I think LeBron should have got that year.
No, stop it, man. He got enough of them. He need to give Miller one of
them. Well, they got rid of your boy. The Bucks got rid of Mike Buddha, whatever.
Budenholzer.
Yeah, they got him up out of
there.
there.
There's no because Giannis was mad at him. That's the only reason, because dude didn't deserve to be fired. And that makes the third of the last 4 championship coaches to get fired. The only one who hadn't got fired is Steve Kerr. Nick Nurse, fired. Frank Vogel, fired. Mike Budenholzer, fired. And if you ask me, none of the 3 deserve to get fired. Nick Nurse won the championship because they got Kawhi Leonard and the Warriors had major injuries. To expect him to keep that same trajectory and that same level of play after losing Kawhi and losing Kyle Lowry, that's kind of foolish and asinine of you to think that. Secondly, Frank Vogel should not have been fired. He was a victim of poor roster management by Rob Pelinka. And if you look at it, Darvin Ham was on the same track up until Pelinka kind of made amends for some of the mistakes and changed the roster. So Frank Vogel should have never been fired. He should have just got a different roster. He showed he was a decent coach and a good coach. You don't win a championship, bubble or not, unless you're a good coach. And the roster last year, nobody was winning with that roster. Darvin Ham showed you that this year. That's why you went and made the trades you made. And last but not least, Budenholzer, man, you had an injured Giannis. And you lost to a team that found a way to make Giannis' weakness glaring. Like they exposed his flaw, his weakness, and they basically made that beat Milwaukee. And so he got fired because of Giannis' lack of development as a shooter. That's not on Budenholzer. Like, you could say he needs to adapt better. Okay, but Giannis needs to develop his game better. It's too late in his career for him to not have developed a mid-range jump shot. I'm not saying you got to become Kevin Durant or Devin Booker or something like that. You just got to be respectable enough to where the defense has to guard it. And until then, I don't really know how much that you could do to scheme around it, honestly. Because you was what, one Kevin Durant, shoe size, half a shoe size away from not getting that finals that you got.
Well, that was good. I'm gonna ask you something because you brought up is that and I had to ask Rev about this. This is kind of off time. Is Ham a good coach, or is it just he
He
just
a
got?
decent coach, but I think Frank Vogel a better coach.
Mm.
I mean, I'm not trying to,
No,
knock
I ain't.
Bama
The only
Ham.
reason why
He's a
I asked that because I don't see his demeanor on the sideline is not like
He's
most coaches.
inexperienced still, bro. He's
Yeah,
very, and he was a player for a very long time, so he does kind of have more of a calm kind of player-like demeanor in some
right.
instances. But I think he's still filling out his way as a head coach, and I think, like Jason Brumfield said, this roster with Vogel will definitely be a lot better.
Mm,
But Ham has done a lot better as the season. He's gotten a lot better as the season has
right.
progressed. Like with his rotations, his substitutions, when to call timeouts and things of that nature, he's gotten a lot better. But I think Vogel probably would have had y'all out the play in. Like, well, not having to be in the play in if he would
Mm,
have been y'all's head coach.
gotcha. Yeah, man. Let's talk about this recap of the playoffs so far, man. Right now, you got the Nick don't want to admit it, but they're in a dog fight right now. Score
They say Joker's
is
about to go for 60 tonight.
Jokic going off. It is. Let me see what it's 87-86 Suns. Let me see what Jokic got right now. Jokic currently has 40
In
with
the first half.
242. No, it's 242 in the third.
Oh, okay.
242 left in the third. He got 40. Murray got 15. Porter got 11.
Oh, he got
And
40 on 20 shots, bro.
yeah, 15 to 20. Only two threes.
Whew, 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 whew. He- that man been playing different this playoffs, bro.
Yeah.
He-
Booker got 30. Durant got 25. Everybody else is
They
single
ain't got no
digits.
depth, man. They ain't got no depth.
Good. Yep. So but yeah, they're in the dog fight right now. Philly with an upset today.
Thanks to
Last
James
second
Harden.
three. Yeah, the last second three by James Harden made this game.
That boy went for 42 today.
Yeah, they got a 1-point win. On yesterday, Miami beat the brakes off New York, and then Lakers beat Golden State by 30.
Did not see that one coming, my boy.
So that is what was that game played at?
In LA, on the road for Golden State.
Yeah, they can't win on the road. I know, and people gonna talk. Well, they won game
That
7
was
on the
Sacramento.
road. Yeah.
That was Sacramento.
I said, I'm just saying. I get it. I get it. I think I don't know what it is about Golden State because Golden State's roster this year is not as big a difference as it was last year. I know they brought Gary Payton back late.
Mhm.
They don't who else did they lose? That was
They don't have Wiseman.
what Wiseman's not there, but it's just they like all season there's just been dysfunction amongst them.
I mean,
Ever since the punch.
it started before the punch, but I mean, I'm just being real. The
Yeah.
punch was just part of the dysfunction.
Is it
I don't know what
contract?
they. It's people feeling themselves when they shouldn't. But in my opinion, in personal opinion, I got no information on that. But I just feel like some people got egos that's a little too big, and when other people came back from injury and people's, the pecking order got readjusted, I think that people started feeling too big for their pecking order.
I'm just saying the Waffle Color Coalition is going down.
I ain't counting them out till it's over. That's all I'm saying.
LA gonna win the next one. Golden
Very
State will win
possible.
game. Golden State will win game 5. LA will close it out.
But it's also very possible that AD don't show up next game
That's
and
true too.
the
That is
Warriors
true.
lose. I mean, the Warriors win. So I mean, he been just as inconsistent as the Warriors.
That is true. So we shall see. But that's what I think. That's what I think. I know it ain't necessarily, Need a lot, but
we'll see.
Let me go ahead and get this out the way now before we talk about something actually worth talking about. LSU's baseball won the midweek game.
Go ahead.
Won the midweek Mercy rule versus one midweek by Mercy rule versus Southeast Louisiana. Then played Auburn this weekend and was doing pretty good until the fourth inning yesterday and fell completely apart. They was listening to Mary, I'll be walking. They took a walk with Jesus. These boots was made for walking because that's all they did. Walk. Jesus. They literally had two. They brought the first inning, bottom of the first inning. They brought in two pitchers who collectively had 0 outs and, if I'm not mistaken, 6 walks.
Jesus walks.
Ain't no way. It ain't no way. And then they left 14 on base yesterday. They had bases loaded twice. But I will say this. I will say this.
It's one series, man.
It's one series. It's your first series loss of the
people saying that it's embarrassing and bro, you lost one series all year, bro. Like, let's be for real.
I'm not one to panic. It's not time to panic.
Now, I mean, even if it was time to panic, you can't say it's embarrassing to lose a series.
Yeah. But LSU is still on pace to do everything they said they wanted to do. Because what people don't talk about, if I'm not mistaken, Vandy just got swept by Alabama. At least
Alabama.
Yeah. No, actually,
I didn't bet on that.
I think they I think, if I'm not mistaken, they at least took the series. You can't bet on that one. Not right now. But I think somebody else did get swept this weekend. I think South Carolina got swept. So yeah.
South Carolina got swept?
Yeah. So Arkansas swept Mississippi State, and that put them in first place in the West. But yeah, it's a lot of what they call the bubble teams in the SEC. The bubble teams won their series this weekend. So
nothing wrong with that. Julian make a good point.
Yeah. He said, I think it's a point for LSU and the rest of the SEC that they fast forward to the postseason tourney already. SEC is just beating each other up, and they need a break from it.
Yes, Auburn playing well. I mean, last weekend they took 2 from 3 from South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. So
that's correct.
They've been playing some good ball. It ain't like you faced a slouch team.
Yeah, so it's all about getting high at the right time. Because if I'm not mistaken, Ole Miss
did last year.
Correct. So, but anywho, yeah, Alabama. So let me go ahead and go to this. Chuck brought up earlier. Bob Bohannon does not want to hear Bet Online right now after being terminated from the University of Alabama baseball. You know what I'm saying, as the baseball coach. Yeah, I can't read for nothing tonight. But
I wanted did he bet on the fact that he would be fired.
So the story came out and people were like, it was weird. It said there was suspicious activity. That's the only thing it said. It said all betting for Alabama baseball had been halted in Ohio due to suspicious activity. It was like 3 or 4 sites. Because betting is a state-to-state thing. It depended on the state, depended on the actual betting venues, betting sites. Nobody understood what the suspicious activity was. And most then it happened.
Most people were saying that it was because they pulled their pitcher right before this game, or something, and then the gambling sites didn't have enough time to update the odds and things of that nature. Nobody really knew it had to do with the coach.
Bingo. Thursday, Alabama head coach, baseball coach Bob Bohannon was let go amid the gambling probe. Now, somebody did bring up that they don't think it was strictly because of the gambling, but that it was other stuff that had happened, and this was just like the icing on the cake.
No, it was strictly because of the gambling, bro. It was like, as a matter of fact, tell me who's finna hire him.
Oh, nobody's gonna hire him.
I mean, even in the major
it's
league,
nuclear.
tell me who's
Yeah.
finna hire him.
It's nuclear.
Like you don't touch betting, dog. Like you don't play games with betting, and like when you start questioning the integrity of stuff, ain't no questions asked. You got to go. And even if there was other things, he was let go strictly because of this.
Yeah. So there was video of, I guess, someone placing a bet
on the phone with him, like how
and they were on the phone with him. I don't get first of all, how do you know they was on the phone? How did they pick that up? I'm sure they traced the records and all that, but that's
but how stupid do you got to be, bro? Like you can't even say call me when you leave.
Ain't nobody got a burner phone. Come on now. Come on, man. It's wild, man. Wild stuff, man. I was not.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Like whenever we talked about legalizing gambling, you know what I mean, and things of that nature, none of this ever came up. Like I never once thought that a coach would be fired from being on the phone with somebody while they placing a bet on his team or against his team.
They basically was saying point shape. Now it doesn't help the situation that LSU was up and Alabama came back, and then Alabama was up and LSU came back to beat them, or that Alabama was up big by 5 runs and LSU came back to beat them. That does not add to the optics of this situation.
That hurts the case a lot.
But yeah, I don't know what to say. But like I said, Alabama responded well, came out and beat the brakes off of the actual team came out and beat the brakes off of Vandy. So yeah, interesting, very interesting. Chuck said, think modern day Pete Rose with he said with airwaves and places of paper trails from Pete's time. So
yeah, it's facts.
Yeah. Let's talk. I wanted some miscellaneous things, man. John Jones came out, said that after he fights Stipe in November, he's gonna hang it up.
I don't believe him, but if he does, it'll mean he's the greatest UFC fighter of all time, in my opinion. But
I think so. A lot of people would like to argue Khabib never can never. I did that pretty good. That was pretty good. I wasn't ready for that one. But yeah, a lot of people like to say Khabib just simply because his style. I lean John Jones because he beat people in so many different styles.
Well, John Jones got the asterisk, so I can understand people.
And I get that with the not just the steroid, with the also
multiple asterisks.
Yeah, the drugs, the
steroids, the arrest, all kind of stuff.
Yeah. But I tell you what, Aljamain Sterling defeated Henry Cejudo, Triple C, in a split decision last night. I will say I was tweeting it, and I was kind of keeping score. I had to score right. I ain't see the split decision. I ain't gonna say I didn't see it. I understand how someone could see Cejudo probably winning 3 out of 2, but the way I saw that fight, it was Cejudo was rusty, and you can see.
Yeah, I mean, understandably so.
Yeah, understandably so. But was
big ups to my boy Aljamain.
Yeah. Only thing about it, man, he got booed in his own hometown. But I think he got booed because he was going back and forth with O'Malley, man. He could have let that go. So
yeah,
my understanding, he got, you know what I'm saying, I'm telling you what it's called. Emotionally hijacked. When you get emotionally hijacked, you know what I'm saying, you get into it with somebody, you start going.
Yeah.
That's what be happening on Twitter. My wife told me I was a troll too. She figured out. She said, I realized you're a troll on Twitter. It's like, Thank you. But yeah. Messi, your boy, Lionel Messi.
Man, he ain't my boy right now, bro. He finna dip.
Yeah, he set to lead PSG at the end of the season, man.
Yeah, because PSG got mad because that boy went to Saudi for no reason, talking to them Saudis, and we was like, "Hey, cuz, I thought you was with us. You know what I mean? What you doing?" And he apologized, but he still finna dip.
Mm, yeah. And final, man. Uh, Frentorish, aka Tori Bowie, excuse me. Olympic athlete, Olympic sprinter, passes away at the age of 32. She competed in the Rio Games. She was a part of the gold medal winning 4x1 team. She won silver in the 100 and she won bronze in the 200. So uh, police said they basically did a welfare check, said that the inhabitant hadn't been seen in a while. And unfortunately discovered that she had passed away. No foul play is suspected at this time. So our condolences to her family. She and also her teammates. So all right. All right, man. You got anything before we get ready to do this out the call?
Nah, I can wait till the next show.
All right. Here we go. I go first because this I'm gonna let me ruffle some feathers real quick.
Oh Lord!
All right, LSU fans, I need to talk to you for a second. On Friday we got a huge commitment from Anissa Morrow, and fans went crazy. We were excited, we were celebrating, and then it happened. Fans started saying stuff like taking jabs at South Carolina, taking jabs at Don Staley. I do want to say this: we have not beaten them. It is not a rivalry. It might be in our minds, but it's not a rivalry. I don't expect you to necessarily like Don Staley. A lot of people are still hung up on her comments about Nikki when she made the statement about Nikki Jackson.
Vargas.
Nikki Fargas, I'm sorry. But that I can understand. You don't have to like her, but she's done so much for the game. I just want to read this out here. 6-time WNBA All-Star, 2-time ABL All-Star, 2-time Honda Sports Award, 2-time Naismith Player of the Year, 2-time ACC Player of the Year, 2-time NCAA Division I tournament champion, 7-time SEC tournament champion, 7-time SEC regular season champion, 3-time Naismith Coach of the Year, AP, 1-time AP National Coach of the Year, so on and so on and so on. Whether it be as a player, whether it be as a coach, Don Staley has done a lot to contribute to the game of women's basketball. So much so to when I started looking at her stats and her stuff compared to our own Kim Mulkey, they're fairly similar. Kim Mulkey doesn't have as many accolades as a player, but as a coach, they kind of stack up. And Kim Mulkey ain't necessarily quiet. Kim Mulkey said some things that people have found offensive. She said some things to put her foot in her mouth. But yet, somehow, and I get it, she's our own. But I want to say this. We sound like Alabama fans, football fans. I can't stand them to hear the way they come out and they pump their chest, especially in 08, I think it was, when they finally won the championship after so long, and they started pumping their chest and talking, saying trash and stuff. You hadn't done much. We're here, celebrate it. You don't have to put down others to, so you don't have to put down somebody else to pick yourself up. That's all I'm saying. We already defending off and fighting off with Iowa folks, because look how silly they sound. But hey, like I said, not everybody gonna like this message. Oh well. All I'm saying, respect is earned. We've earned a little respect. I think South Carolina has. Let's actually beat them before we start talking that trash. All right, you ready, man?
Oh, my bad. This tea good. So I want to call down a few people. Pooh, play the clip.
We had a phenomenal day today. Nigger League Museum and Arthur Bryant's Barbecue.
What museum that was?
I ain't never heard of that one, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. So there's been a couple instances this week of people having Freudian slips and saying things that they probably shouldn't. Well, actually, no, probably things that they shouldn't say. First of all, I don't know how that's just on the tip of your tongue, unless that's a word that you use frequently. I don't slip up too often and say xylophone or anything of those natures, because I don't ever say that word. So you won't ever hear me on this show making a Freudian slip saying, megaphone or anything like that whenever I'm not trying to say megaphone. So unless that was the intent, I don't see how that came out your mouth. Secondly, the matter of fact way that you just so proudly said the word lets me know that you use it quite frequently also. And to everybody who's upset at the backlash towards the people who use these words, I think you should point the finger at the people who said things that shouldn't have been said instead of the people who take offense to those things. Also, this day and age, people are going to be offended by all types of things, but that word right there should never be questioned why it's offensive. And if there is any question to why that word is offensive, just go ask any one of your fellow black people in America, and they'll gladly give you a history of why that word would be offensive. I know we're in 2023 and people think we're past things of this, but obviously this week is showing us we're not. And instead of getting mad at this day and age, let's get mad at the people who say these types of things, and let's call them out instead of calling out the response to those things.
I'm just saying, I'm not gonna say I'm not necessarily an avid user of the word. I have dabbled in using it. I've sang it in songs and stuff. I ain't never slipped up and said it.
I'm gonna say this, bro. As someone who uses the word frequently, I have a filter of when to say the word and when not to say the word. If I can have a filter, then you would think that other people would have a filter. But why do they have to have a filter? Because they use a word that they shouldn't use in the first place. So if you didn't use those words behind closed doors, you wouldn't have to worry about it slipping out in public.
I'm gonna tell you what tripped me out was it wasn't when he said it. It was on the side. Yeah. For those of you listening to audio,
that was the right word.
The guy on the side who just he had his eyes go pumping his chest. It was like he didn't blink, he didn't flinch, nothing. I will say, Mincy slipped up and used the word on the show. You could see it.
Yeah, that was instant regret.
That was instant regret.
Yeah,
and there was you can see. I'm not here to defend, nor am I, here to make excuse for. I will say, I did see the remorse in there.
Yeah, you can instantly see that he realized he made a mistake.
It was definitely a Ron Burgundy moment.
I'm not trying to compare the way that it was said in either one of the instances. You know what I mean? Obviously, one was more of apologetic after they said it than the other one was. But my thing is, neither one of them should have been said. Yeah. And whether it was on Mincy or whether it was on the person who wrote the lyrics or printed the lyrics to not, catch that, or whoever it was on, it shouldn't have happened. And the same with this announcer from the Oakland Athletics. His is worse because when he said it, he kind of was proud of the fact that he said it in a sense. And I don't know what kind of 1950s type of mindset he got, but that ain't acceptable, dog.
Yeah, it's wild.
But I will say this though, and I say it here, like, I don't know if Messi should have lost his job for it. That's not for me to decide. You know what I mean? But I do think that there should have been punishment. But I will say, if Mintz had to get fired, then Portnoy shouldn't have a job neither. I will say that.
Hello.
I'm not saying, I'm not here to defend Mintz or say whether or not he should or should not. But if he got to go, Portnoy definitely got to go.
If I want to say this about the whole thing, when the announcement came out, if that was the route they want to take, letting Mintz go, Portnoy should not have been the one who made
exactly
all the stuff he said. Hell, the video of him,
he did the same thing.
No,
he did the same thing, and that's my whole thing. Like, I'm not trying to say Messi shouldn't keep his job or should have kept a job, whatever. I'm not here to argue that neither side. All I'm saying is, if he had to go, Portnoy had to go too, or should go too.
Get him. That's exactly. Well, yeah, but man, that's it, man. I ain't got nothing else, man. Next week, Mother's Day. I ain't gonna be here, man. I understand. I mean, I ain't mean it like that, but we ain't gonna be here. Let y'all know. We will not be here for Mother's Day.
You ain't finna get me jumped.
I'm already getting. Anyway, yeah, man.
Boy, you funny.
But we'll be tomorrow. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
All y'all tune in tomorrow, man. Tune in. We got a guest. We ain't gonna say who it is, but I promise you, you have seen this man before, whether you know it or not. I promise you have.
Guaranteed. Tune in tomorrow. Special guest on HBCU Hour. You'll see. But let me see, man. I'm sleeping. I'll be forgetting, man.
Rest in peace, Terry.
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitter at Golden Boot.
I'm messing up. I'm tripping. I hit the wrong one. Hold on. Let's do this again. Like that. We out. This show was presented by betonline.ag.
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitter at Golden Boot. On Instagram at Golden Boot. On YouTube at The Golden Boot Pod. On Facebook at The Golden Boot Pod.
Golden Boot!